Hi, and welcome to your practice. This is a slow paced morning stretch. We do move through some quite big ranges of motion, so this stretch is probably a little bit more suited towards the ones that have moderate to high flexibility ranges. But it can be done by anyone. Just warning you now that we will move through some deep postures. So, do it as you feel like. Take the class for yourself. Everything I do will just be a suggestion. And grab the props that you need. And when you are ready, you can meet me down on your back, on your mat. Laying down flat here. And the first thing we're going to do is just stretch the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. Get your body nice and long. And as you exhale, just drop the body into the floor. Let the elbows come into this cactus shape. And just feel the weight of the body pulling you down onto the mat. Close the eyes if you haven't done so already and start to deepen your breath for a few moments here. And then from here, grab your right knee, give it a squeeze into the chest. Maybe move it a bit from side to side. Turn the knee out, bring it back to center, turn it out, back to center. And as you come back to center next time, we move over into supine twist. Open the right arm. I like to shuffle my hips a bit over towards the right to properly stack one hip on top of the other. And close the eyes. We are working with 5 to 10 deep breaths in each position. So slowing down the pace and really find some ease with each exhale. Two more breaths here. And then come back to center, bring the feet into a butterfly shape, and then just move the hips back to center, sway the hips from side to side. Take a breath in as you stretch your body long again. And then the left knee comes to the chest, and then do that again. Open the knee to the side, bringing it to center. Do that a couple more times. And then the left leg is going to cross over, move the hips to the right, and have 5 deep breaths in your supine twist. Feel the weight of the knee going down on one side and the weight of the shoulder on the other. And imagine with each exhale, those two parts of your body becomes a little bit heavier. One more deep breath here. And with your exhale, let the legs swing into a butterfly shape. Move the hips back. Open up the arms. Shift the hips from side to side. Bring the both knees into your chest this time and just rock yourself up onto hands and knees. Moving through some cat-cows or variations of cat-cows here. So you can go traditional, breathing in as you arch the spine, breathing out to curve. If you want to add some other movements like circles, moving into the ribs as you inhale, and then onto the other side with the exhale. So whenever the body feels like it needs to wake up, if you've gone in one direction, change and do the same amount of circles in the other direction. Nice. Coming back to center. Once you finish that, take a breath in for your cow pose, arch the spine. From here, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees off, and send the hips first. Push the hands into the floor, melt the belly and the chest towards the thighs. Move into your down dog as you feel like you need to make it work for your body. And we're going to find some stillness, reaching the heels down, reaching the sits bones up, and then finding your 5 breaths here. Make the breaths nice and slow. Take your last deep breath in. And from here, lift both heels and then send the left heel down as you bend the right knee. 5 breaths here. See if you can pull your left hip back a little bit so it doesn't sway out to the side. Squaring up the hips to the back wall. One more breath. And then we change, lift both heels up again. Send the right heel down, bend the left knee. Have 5 breaths here. Emphasizing the stretch on the right leg or behind the right leg. One more breath. And then lift both heels again. Send the left heel down as you lift the right leg up. Keep the hips nice and square. Maybe flex your right foot. Find that square position with the hips. Take one full breath in. Lift the heel a bit higher as you exhale. Send the left heel down to the mat. Inhale to open the hips, stretch the leg long. Exhale, bend the knee behind you for scorpion. Let's take one deep breath in here to lift that knee up higher. And then exhale, turn it out to the side. So we're opening up in the hip. Now you might want to look underneath your right arm here and stretch your right leg towards the sky. And then flex your right foot. The foot is going to lower sideways all the way down to the floor. Other side, lift your heels. Right heel goes down as the left leg lifts up with square hips to start. Have a breath in here. Exhale to maybe lift that heel higher. And then inhale. Open the hips, send the toes to the sky. Bend the knee behind you for scorpion. Breathe in to lift the knee up. And then we're going to open the hips so that knee is going to come towards the armpit slightly. Maybe look underneath your left arm and then stretch your left leg to the sky. Flex your foot slowly. Send the leg back to the floor. Breathe in as you wave yourself forward, so ripple through the spine, come into a high plank. Coming into a modified up dog, so drop the knees to the floor, but keeping the arms nice and straight. Keeping the shoulders back and away from the ears, opening up the chest. And now we're just going to turn the head and the shoulders slightly to the right. Look at your right foot. Feel how that stretch gets a bit deeper into the left hip flexor. Come back to center, turn to the left, look at your left foot. And back to center. Deep breath in to lift the chest, and we're going to move the hips back into a child's pose. Have one breath into your child's pose. And out. Coming up onto hands and knees. Step your left leg forwards for a low lunge. So dropping the hips down, move one hand on either side of your foot. And we're going to curve over this leg. So you might want hands onto blocks, but get that leg into your armpit on the left side, drop the hips forward and down, and then drop the crown of the head down to the floor, really releasing the neck here. You might want to sway a little bit from side to side and pause where you feel the most intense sensation. Last breath in. And coming back up, move the left hand to the left. Reach your right fingertips up and overhead for a side stretch. 5 breaths here. Deep breaths into the right side body. Maybe you want to look up and underneath that right arm, turning the chest open a bit more. You can also reach the right arm behind you for an open twist. And then reach the right arm up and overhead again. It's going to cross over the the left knee. Center your rib cage. And then with this twist, we're just going to hang forwards once again. Drop the head. I like to lean my cheek onto my upper arm. And then just dropping those hips down to the floor. And slowly coming out of that. Both hands to the inside of your left leg. Toe heel your left leg out for a lizard. Turn the leg out. Flex your foot and let the sole of your foot come off the floor as you move down onto your elbows if you have that range. We are here for 5 breaths. I like to sway a little bit from side to side. In my lizard, if you prefer stillness, of course, just stay still. We have a little bit of a feeling of cobra in your chest here, so we're not dropping the head completely. And the last breath in. And out. Come up onto the hands. Walk your hands towards the right. Toe heel the left foot into the middle of the mat as you turn out your right leg. For Skandasana, but then we're going to sit a right sit bone onto the floor. Grab our left ankle with our right hand. Keep that knee out as you reach the left arm up and overhead into a side stretch. Maybe you can grab your right foot. But even if you can't, I want you to revolve the chest, open up towards the sky. So we're not closing our chest and our shoulders in, but we're lifting them and broadening the collarbones. The left knee is still moving out. And the left sit bone is coming off the floor here, so that's completely fine. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then start to reach the left arm straight up to the sky. Keep the side bend otherwise. Let the left arm move behind you as if you want to open up into a twist here. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. At least for me, this intensifies the stretch in my side body as I open up in the shoulder and in the chest. And then pull your ankle to lift yourself up and out of this position. We are moving into a half pigeon. So twist back around towards the left. Toe heel your foot to the outside of the mat. And then set your hips down. Trying to square your shin as much as you can to the top of the mat. Find a long spine as you inhale. And moving forwards with an exhale, resting your head on whatever you feel like. We have somewhere between 5 and 10 breaths here, so a little bit longer than in the other positions. Feel the breath expanding the body, creating space, especially where there is a lot of tension and resistance. And see if you can soften some of that as you exhale. Let your body sink a little bit deeper into the position without pushing or forcing. 3 more breaths here. And coming up onto your hands, lift the chest. We're just going to bend in that back leg so the right knee comes in. Bring the sole of your left foot a little bit closer to your groin and then start to move yourself back into a half saddle. You can stay on your elbows, maybe you can drop down to your back, resting the hands wherever you feel like. Closing the eyes. We are also here for a little bit longer, somewhere between 5 to 10 slow breaths. To intensify this position, for those of you that are quite open here, you can grab a hold of your left knee, pull it a bit closer to your armpit, and then drop it down to the floor. So that will put a little bit of extra stretch onto that right thigh. Feel that you're releasing in the hips, so you're not holding tension in your back or the thighs. And then take your last 3 breaths here. And release that left knee. Push the elbows into the floor, tuck the chin to the chest, and walk yourself back up. Plant the left foot onto the floor. Stretch your right leg far behind. This is our last stretch on this side. Coming into your Hanuman. So that can be your half Hanuman where you stay here up on your back knee with your front leg straight. Or you can start to slide forward as far as you can into your full variation of the pose. Finding that tall spine or long spine, and then a forward fold to hold here. We have a longer hold here as well, so be patient with your body, not pushing it into a depth that it's not ready for. Taking your time to ease down if that feels right. Taking 3 long breaths more here. And slowly coming up and out to whatever depth you want to here. Slide that left leg back. Maybe you want to stretch it out to the back and shake it off for a moment. And we are moving into the other side from here. So step your right leg forwards, dropping the hips down, and then bring that knee into your armpit. So I like to have my belly and my chest on one side, and then the knee in my armpit and my hand over. That allows me to drop my hips down as far as my hips can go. And then release the neck, drop the head heavy down towards the floor. Deep breaths here. We go for 5. And gently coming up, move the right hand out to the right. Stretch your left arm up and over. Find your side stretch, opening up in the chest. Then see if you can twist the chest a little bit more up towards the ceiling. And you might want to stretch the left arm all the way back for an open twist. Leaning back into the right hand. Let your body arch a little bit here. Bring the left hand back up and over to twist over that right knee. We're just going to slump over here. So release the torso, release the head, and then dropping the left hip down. So I feel like I need to move my right hip back a bit more to allow the left hip to fall further towards the floor. And last breath here. Gently looking up. Move the hand to the inside of your front leg, toe heel the right leg out, and then turn it out. Let the knee fall to the side and the sole of the foot to come off the floor. Maybe you want to drop to your elbows. And swaying from side to side if that feels good for your hips, or just finding stillness, breathing 5 deep breaths here. And making your way back up onto your hands. Toe heel your right foot in as you start to twist or turn over to the left. Sit down on your left sit bone. Grab your right ankle with your left hand so it's across the body. And then the right arm comes up and over for the side stretch. See if you can reach your foot, but absolutely no problem if you are not holding your foot. But if you are, try to get your left shoulder in front of your left leg, opening up the chest towards the sky. That right knee is up towards the ceiling, not falling inwards here. And then reach the right arm straight up to the sky and guide it behind you. So now we're opening up the chest even more. Couple of breaths here. And then slowly coming up, pull on your right ankle, help that side body up again. Turning forwards, finding a half pigeon, toe heel, the right leg out to the left, or the right foot out to the left. Dropping the hips, lifting the chest, and coming forwards for your stretch. Staying here somewhere between 5 to 10 breaths. So a little bit longer hold. Take 3 more long breaths. And then move your way up. Bend the back leg in. Bring the heel closer to your groin. Come back for a half saddle, however far you can go down. Settling in. And if you did on the other side, for those of you that have the mobility, grab your right knee and pull the leg or the knee a little bit up towards the shoulder and down towards the floor. Take 3 more breaths here. Releasing the leg if you grabbed it. Push into your elbows, tuck the chin. Coming back up. Plant your right foot to send the left leg back. Stretching that right knee for a Hanuman variation. Coming into the depth of your choice. But wherever you land, come into a halfway lift or a long spine before you fold into the position you're holding. Finding some ease here. So if you are straining, you have probably gone a little bit too far. You should be able to relax slightly into the pose. Not to say it's feeling comfortable, but your body is not resisting the depth that you brought yourself into. Should feel sustainable for the next 5 or so breaths to be here. Take your last breath, make it slow and deep. And then lifting the torso, pushing into the hands, slide that leg back, and maybe shake it off behind you. Coming into a few upper body stretches. So Anahatasana is first. Move the hands forwards. Keep the hips over the knees and melt the heart space to the floor. Maybe the forehead or maybe the chin comes down. If you are bringing your chin down, maybe you want to slide the hands a little bit further forward and drop the chest as well. Opening up in the shoulders and the front body. Two more breaths here. Push the hands into the floor. Ripple your body forward. Land the belly on the floor in your Sphinx pose. We're moving into straight jackets. We're going to target the triceps and in between the shoulder blades. Slide your right arm underneath the chest. And then if you can, the left arm as well crosses over the right. If that's too much, you can bring the left arm forward. We're going to change the cross anyway. So then wiggle the hands as far away from yourself as you can. So really opening up in between the shoulder blades. And then you can drop the chin over the arms and the forehead to the floor. I like to move slightly forward here so I don't feel like I'm suffocating myself with my arms. And you can even drop one side of the head slightly to the floor. Just letting yourself release into the posture, drawing the breaths very consciously and very deep. 2 more breaths here. And then lifting up, just to change the cross of the arms or change the arms if you were just doing one at a time. And do that same wiggle, hands far away from you, arms as crossed as they possibly can before you drop the head down. Two more breaths here. And coming up, bring the arms back. Ooh, that feels quite intense, at least for me. We're gonna do one more shoulder and chest stretch. So this time, bring the right arm out into a cactus shape. It can also be stretched. That makes it a little bit more accessible if you have tight shoulders. But what I want you to do is bring the elbow straight up from your shoulder here. We're going to peel the left side body up and over. Place the left leg behind, hug the right knee in. And you can use the left arm in front of your chest or maybe bind it behind your back. And this is where we stay for our next 5 to 10 breaths. Deep and slow belly breath. Two more breaths here. And come back to center. Just moving our way to the other side. So set yourself up with the left arm out, left cheek to the floor, and binding if you like, or keeping that head in front for support. Slow breaths. Two more deep breaths here. And then bring the right hand down if it's not there. Close the knees. Just push yourself up on your side. to swing the legs forward. We are at our last stretch of this class. Moving into a plow pose. So lay down on your back. Send the legs over your head. And then shuffle your elbows in close together. Maybe you want to clasp the hands and bring them down to the floor. And you can play around a little bit here if you want to move the hips over the shoulders more or push them back a little bit more. Figure out the place of your spine where your back feels extra tight. And then you pause there. For now, keeping the knees straight. And dropping into deaf man's pose from here, bending the knees, letting them go on either side of the ears. Maybe the knees can touch the floor, but at least bring the hips up a little bit higher over the shoulders. And then if you want, you can reach the arms forward and around the legs to give yourself a hug. Draw the breath in as deep as you can in this position. And release the legs if you held them. Stretch your knees again. Reach the arms open overhead. Now you can keep them there as we roll down, or you can grab your heels just to assist the legs not catapulting down. Draw the legs into your body as you slowly start to roll down, one vertebra at a time, back down to the floor. When you get there, bend the knees, hug them to your chest. Have a couple breaths here. Then you can drop the feet to the floor, mat width apart. Letting the knees drop one way and the other way. And grab a hold behind your knees. Do a little rock to come up to sit. That is it from me in this class. Obviously, if there's anything you feel like is missing, go ahead and do it. But thank you so much for stretching with me. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in one of my other classes. Namaste.